is Stephen Michael James. I've done a lot of different modalities so far in my life, and I love integrating them all into medicine that helps serve people get to their highest good.
I'm Candice. I've always felt the pull towards the metaphysicals and the energies of the people around me. Through my journey of self-growth and self-love, I came to understand that I'm actually an empath and a healer by nature.
I'm a certified Reiki master, spiritual Lifepath Coach, I'm also a master crystal healer too.
Integrating my experiences as a support worker, a mother, a woman of color, and with my degree in behavioral sciences.
I was a hereditary practitioner. My grandmother was a wise woman.
I'm able to dig deeper into my spirituality with a variety of modalities that align with both Western ideals of healing and holistic principles.
I can't wait. I'm so excited.
I'm super excited and I'm ready.
I am ready, and we can't wait to meet you. Namaste, Soul Circle.
I'm Candice.
I'm Stephen.
We're from Arcana, Mind, Body, Spirit here in Toronto, Canada. And today we are talking about the new moon in Aries.
Oh, I'm so excited. I love new moon and I love Aries. So tonight is just a fantastic night, isn't it?
Yep, I love me some Aries because it's all about the self-love. Because I'm a true Aries woman in every way.
She is the Aries. So if this is your first time joining Arcana, welcome. Please make sure that you hit the like and subscribe button below. Every single month we get together and have a very casual evening where you get to know us a little bit better and what's going on in our lives, where we actually do the work alongside you. Tonight we're going to be setting intentions and going through how our intentions went from the last new moon and how our feelings over the season have carried forward. So we're going to do some really good work tonight. I'm actually really looking forward to it. Candice, how are you feeling right now with all the energies in the air?
I'm feeling pretty good. Like I just had a birthday. I had a great time. I'm feeling really, really good. I'm feeling really relaxed, but I'm also feeling energized and ready to do some work, do some things. There's been a few like small pushes in the back of my mind, and I kind of almost forgot that it was new moon, and then all of a sudden it was here, and those little like whispers, like I get it now. Okay, so now I'm ready to, I know exactly what I want to put that energy into. Yeah, I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
What about you?
I'm feeling the same. I mean, for me, what's really special about the Aries new moon in particular is it's the end of the zodiacal wheel. Like we are right at the beginning. We are in house 1. This is the first new moon of the lunar new year. So that is such an energetic high point for me. I love the feeling of Aries. I love that go time energy. And my body feels it. Like for the last 2 days, it's almost been like my body's... I don't know if unwell is the right word, but it's kind of like I'm not quite embodied. I'm still kind of in that Pisces energy right now, but I can feel this all like beating into me that it's like, it's new moon. Like, it's new moon. Let's start, let's set these intentions. Let's go. So I'm definitely feeling that right now. So let's talk about Aries because obviously, you, my dear, are the Aries woman of all Aries. As an Aries woman, how do you feel during Aries season at a new moon?
Yeah, I know. I feel great. I mean, I feel like I'm allowed to be loud.
I mean, it's not like you ever don't feel like you can't be loud.
No, I can literally be loud, but I don't know that it's always welcomed. And I feel like everyone else is kind of in the zone with me. So now I can be very loud and everyone else is kind of loud too. And it's like, great. I just get super energized. And when I say the people I'm around, it's a very minimal, small amount of people because,
very few people right now.
Pandemic vibes. But yeah, I'm definitely feeling that energy. And it's definitely like a little battery recharge for me. It's been great.
For sure. And having you be so close to me and my chosen family, having your Aries energy around me at this time is also so supercharging. So thank you.
Oh, you are very welcome.
It's I mean, obviously, when you look at the things that are going on this year in the world, even though a lot of things seem like it's moving in the right direction, being at an energetic start time and such like a new moon, Aries, go time. One of the things that I'm working through right now, which I'm sure I'll get to with my intention, is I feel like I have all of this energy and there's a lot of blocks or something. It's like, I just want to go, I want to do these things. I want to do the work. I want to like do it. But it seems to be walls in a lot of different places where I'm looking or trying to get to. So I feel like that's where my energy's at. I'm going to be working through some of that tonight, I hope.
Nice. That sounds really good.
Yeah, so let's say this is your first time here with us. Welcome. Let's talk about why we celebrate a new moon and what goes on with our moon cycles. Now, Candice and I just announced that our next topic we're going to be doing for our month-long courses is going to be our moon, our whole moon setting. So we're really excited about that. I'll give you a little brief overview. New moon is the time of renewal. It is time to set your intentions. It's always the time where you want to look at what happened over the last 28 days, give or take, and see what took, see what things need to be kind of reevaluated. A lot of the times, if you just set a very tangible goal in a very present, a very affirmative attention, I am, I have, you will end up seeing results over the course of your 28 days. Of course, there's all types of, what's the word I'm looking for? Different types of energies that take place over the course of the month that correspond to the different phases of the moon. In May, we'll be diving into that very deeply, and we're really excited about that. But for tonight, if this is your first time doing any lunar work, what you'll want is to go grab a notebook of some kind. Even just a piece of paper is okay. I know a lot of people write in and they ask, can we do this on our phone? Generally, it is good to know what your intentions are, but for ceremony purpose, it's always better to use paper and pen. This evening, of course, if you don't have access to it, go nuts, use whatever you have. Also, one of the things that we end up doing is using correspondences. So if you want to be able to participate in tonight's ceremony as deeply as you can, you're going to want to grab a few little things. Now, generally, each new moon corresponds to the zodiacal sign that it takes place in. So we are in Aries season. This is the new moon in Aries. So the things that we use to anoint our candles and in our notebooks are all things that are sacred to the zodiac sign of Aries. So tonight, I mean, there's so many different things you can work with. There's cinnamon, red peppers is really good. Peppercorns, cloves, cayenne pepper, and I'm even including a little bit of coffee tonight, just because of that go time, that start, that energy. So these are the sort of things I'm working with. Candice, are you using anything that's different from that, or what do you got on your plate tonight?
I've been lighting an incense here that's almost done. I'm gonna probably use some of that. I have cinnamon, I have chili flakes, and I have my candle, and I have some moon water, and that's me. That's me tonight.
That is what we got. Cheers for some new moon energy. Now, of course, if you've never worked with moon water, you make this on a full moon, drink it all month. That's good. Even our moon water from the last full moon, Candice, has she light in it. So all of our literally everything is about like objectives and like leveling up. So like definite cheers to that.
I feel like all night tonight I've said level up in a multitude of ways. So it is. It's in the air. It's in the air.
And of course, when it comes to stones, jewelry, and adornment, if you're someone who likes to work with crystals, on a new moon, it's always good to, when you're setting your intention, have something that you wear often that you can keep with you, or even a stone that if you like more like raw material stones, something that you can hold and have if you're ever meditating, that's okay too. And of course, if you don't work with crystals, it's okay to use a piece of jewelry, that's something that you wear all the time, but it works as a visualization tool or something that you have textural in your hands. So when you are making that promise to yourself and setting that intention, you always have that physical reminder somewhere on your body, and it actually helps embody your intentions. Candice, do you have any jewelry that you're working with right now?
I've been wearing my sunstone a lot, which is one of the stones for Aries anyways, probably because it was just my birthday and I've been thinking about it. And then we also released a Aries video, I guess the week before. So I've just been in that headspace, and obviously we're in Aries season. So I've been wearing it a lot recently. I've been called to wear it. I don't actually wear it that often, but this last few weeks I've really been wearing it a lot. And I always have this guy with me because I gotta make sure I don't get any headaches, because those Aries in their head, right? You gotta take care of it. Take care of those tension headaches.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are pretty much all the stones that I'm been working with or called to in the last couple weeks. What about you?
So I'm wearing my general necklaces that I've been wearing for most of the year so far. So I have my clear quartz, which I always use to program my intentions on. I have a hexagon here that I wear. It's just a little overlay on it, just for some numerology on it. The number 6. It's all that as so below energy. And then I always have some moldavite, my alien toenail stone. That's transformation. If you've never worked with moldavite, you're welcome. And citrine for abundance and all that good stuff. So I wear these like every day. I also have a pyrite that used to go on here and I'm missing it. I think I'm feeling called to put it back on here. I miss wearing my pyrite all the time. I don't know why. But the other thing, Candice, you might recognize this. This was, I put back on. This is what I bought in Portofino with you 2 summers ago. And it is actually a globe. And it's made of lapis lazuli, and each of the continents is a different stone. And I'm obsessed with this necklace, and I haven't worn it in so long, but you know what? I'm calling that world back in. So I'm
all that glow back in. Get traveling, get moving. Let's do it.
Ready. Okay. So let's look back a little bit, because this is where some of the work actually takes place. If you've never really done any moon work before, there is no shame in setting an intention on a new moon and not having it work out. Sometimes when you set an intention, you'll end up seeing that different things come up, and that is a part of doing the work. It's not like everything just shows up and it's there and it's bright and sunny, though a lot of the time, whatever you're trying to manifest really does show up. So it's totally okay either way. So we like to spend the first portion of our new moon looking back at our previous new moon and how our intentions worked out for us there. So Candice, what were you trying to manifest on the Pisces new moon last month?
So I was working on not projecting my opinion or version of things or whatever onto other people, onto the situation, and just focusing on allowing things to just flow as they will, and trusting in the process, trusting in the work that I've already put in and in myself. So I just had to kind of sit back. And I know that the last one was in Pisces, which is my rising sign. So I was really just trying to settle, like tuck in the Aries and settle into like just allowing the dreams to flow and just like moving with it and kind of accepting that space and just trying to like project and fix and go and move and do whatever and make something happen now. I was just kind of just like in a flow state. So that's what I was working on last time. And I believe that I was pretty successful at it. I could notice when I was kind of projecting or when those things were coming up. And so it wasn't necessarily about, trying to stop myself from doing any of these behaviors. It's not that easy, but I was definitely aware of everything when it happened. And I took note of it and I was conscious of it. Hopefully I did a better job than I would have not being conscious with maybe not doing it so much. I can't say that I didn't project at all or didn't react at all, but I believe being at least aware of it, I was in a little bit more of control and sitting back a little bit and watching it kind of happen, which was really good and really healthy for me. Yeah, so I think I was successful at it. And it made sense because it had a lot to do with what I'd asked the previous moons, so new moons. So it kind of made sense that I was able to kind of like just kind of flow through the Pisces new moon energy and maintain what I wanted to work on. Yeah. So remind me, what were you working on? I think I kind of remember, but
yeah.
What did you tell everybody?
So my intentions was actually pretty deep. I wanted to do some pretty hard work last new moon. I'm working on a creative project on a novel, and I felt that there was a lot of blocks that were coming up for me, emotional blocks coming up based on sort of the people in my life, mostly my family and some of the things that I had gone through. That are topics in my novel. And I was hoping that I could kind of get to the bottom of some of these things. But the other blocks that were sort of present were also about time and having enough time to sort of dive in and do the work. So I was asking for, like, I have released these things. I am successful in finishing my projects. Like that was sort of what my intention was, knowing that like there's a lot of work. That's a lot of work. And what came up for me this month was like nothing short of incredible. So with some of the family things that I have been super worried about, it's like all of a sudden my family is in the forefront of my life immediately. Like it was probably like in the first week of the new moon, it was like right in my face. My family is in a situation where they're in my life and I have to like deal with it, which is exactly what I asked for. So that's interesting. And then the other thing is I ended up falling a little bit sick. I got a little bit sick over the last little while. And as I did that, I ended up having a lot more time to sit and do the work that I was asking to do. So it was really interesting to watch how my intentions unfolded this month. It was, it was kind of one of those things where you say like, I'm asking for my highest timelines, forces seen and unseen. It was definitely unseen the way things happened for me this month. I would even call them disguised, but it ended up working out for me, I think.
Yeah.
Now for what I was declaring, like if I'm looking at the 28-day cycle that I'm looking at, yeah, definitely went in the right direction for me there. I still feel I've said this a few times on a few of our videos. I feel like I have, like this is gonna be a big year for me. I think I have a lot of things of all different energies coming at me this year. I'm really excited about all of it. And I think I'm in a place where I can handle a lot of it. But every 28 days, I'm gonna sort of set something that's in alignment with, I want to say almost like in alignment with like mental health stasis and like trying to stay, I'm not sure, in flow state, I guess is what I'm trying to say. That all my intentions this year, I feel like are going to be like that. I think that's what my body needs right now.
Yeah. Yeah. We spoke about, I don't know if we spoke about it here with Arcana, but I know that we've spoken about it, like this year being like a healing year for you. And I felt like this year for me was like, all the things that I've been working on are like going to be a tangible thing that happens, like an actual page is going to turn and things are actually coming into fruition for me.
I feel like you're in like if we're looking at like numerology or like at the tarot, you're at like a 9 right now. You're like, it's all right there. And it's like, you're almost turning the page to that 10. Like, I feel like that's where you're at because you've had it like, what, 4 years of like, there was like full years where every time you'd be trying to manifest, you'd like pull the do your shadow work card. And you're like, well, okay.
Yeah. It was like power.
Yeah.
Have fun.
right?
4 years in the tower.
Right? I feel like this year for me, I'm like a 5. I'm somewhere in that like adversity leading to positive change. Like I'm somewhere there right now. So, but it's all a part of it. So it's not like I'm like, wah, wah. I'm actually really enjoying being in this, like being in the mud a little bit because there's a lot of change that's coming from it. So,
which is good. Well, that will be great because the next zodiac one is going to be Taurus. And the Tauruses are our builders. So coming off of the starter energy of Aries, we're moving into Taurus energy, which is our builders. And it's such like a fertile time, but at the same time, it's very predictable and it's very like unstoppable. Like it's coming. You know what I mean? Like summer's going to come. So here's the spring. Here's what we got to do. Those are the steps you need to take. Boom, 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 in order, as planned, as they are every year. And then you get your summer. So there you are.
I mean, everything's on the right track, I guess.
Yep. Trust the process. That's what I did the last 28 days, trusting the process. So,
okay, so let's talk gratitude. So what we're going to do is if you have your notebook or you have a piece of paper, you want to, let's say you're going to just use the first top of the page, a whole page, whatever is good for you. You are going to write down on whatever you're working with, the things that you're grateful for. And like, you can be as artistic as you want. This is an essay, write it in all kinds of crazy directions and fonts and symbols and pictures and whatever it is. But let's spend a few minutes writing out things that we are grateful for, okay?
Fantastic.
Let's go. I'm grateful for Candice Elizabeth.
I'm grateful for, and I'll just go through a whole bunch of names and never say yours. Just kidding. The cruelest joke of them all. Just kidding. My very first one is here. I'm grateful for Steven, my best friend.
That's me.
That silly bitch, Steve. Okay, sorry, I'm gonna stop now.
How you doing over there?
I'm doing fantastically. I'm good, I think, with my gratitude.
Cool. What are some highlights on your gratitude?
Yeah, so today I did a little bit differently. Normally I just am writing in sentences of some kind. Today I was just kind of feeling like just throwing some words down. I put the names of specific people, things and other words such as like growth, security, my health, experience, my home, the future. Yeah, my abled body, laughter, all the kinds of things. Some hit words for me that are just kind of popping out. What about you? What's on your list? Or what did you do? What was your process?
I usually write out a lot of words and stuff like that. I got a whole bunch of different colors. I'm writing in like a bunch of different pencil crayons just to add a little bit more color correspondence. There's a lot of, I'm super grateful for my husband and the life that we've created together. And under that life, around the word life, I wrote like your name, your daughter's name. I wrote dance. I wrote, I'm grateful for my creative spirit, for my unbreakable strength, for my health, for my perseverance. There's what I can see a lot of this, even the things that are like, I'm thankful for other people. It's almost like feeling of I'm revering myself for the choices that I've made to have the people in my life, to cultivate those relationships, to be strong enough to make it through certain relationships. Like I'm actually looking at this all and looking at how like it's like a totem to my own strength somehow is what I'm reading as I reread it all. Just the way I used my words are kind of like, you have created these things, you have done these things, this is for you. So that I didn't mean it that way, that came out. That's very interesting. And I ended up using a lot of green, so a lot of growth there, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I feel like any of these things, I mean, if I'm being grateful for them, it's because I've manifested them into my life in order to be grateful for it, right? And some of these things I haven't always had or felt, or people that I haven't known until now. So I definitely, and that goes, it's actually really interesting that you brought that up, because one of the energies that is easy to harness right now, because that's what we're in with the Aries new moon, is this idea of kind of zoning in on what you want, like what's sparking things for you, like what is it that you want, and then going after those things and doing it and not being apologetic for it, whether it be like saying what you need to say or whatever it is, and just not apologizing. And when you ask for those things, when you do those things in order to get something, you're not just taking, but you're taking in order to give. And when you are doing that, it's like a cycle, and it's in a cycle of abundance. So if you're staying in that flow space of that, then you got the things that you want to be grateful for, right? Yeah. And you're able to be grateful for it because you're in a state of giving and receiving. And yeah.
Really awesome. One of the things that's happening right now astrologically is as we're moving into Aries, we're also in Venus right now. And Venus is a big thing, which has to do with like love and your relationship with money and abundance and all of that. And right now with Aries, go time, restart, new zodiacal year, there's a lot of energies that are like restart, redo a process. Like you can change a lot of things right now. So if you are someone who is in any stuck patterns, if you feel that maybe it's difficult for you to be in flow state, or it's very difficult to have that sort of give and take and trust and all these things, right now is actually a very good time because you have the care of Venus in the air. And also Pluto is also going to be clashing soon. And what's great about that is with the energies of Venus and Pluto, that's all about like rebellion. And there's a lot about like if you're a part of a marginalized community, it's like take back that goddess energy. Like let's tear down the patriarchy. Let's like rebellion and stuff like that. So if there's a part of you that feels held back for any reason, it's time to tear down some of those systems too. Like this is a time to build you and not let someone else control that. So I hope that resonates for anyone out there that may feel that.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense too. Like with like Aries and the planet Mars going with Aries. I mean, that is like named after the god of war. So that fire and that passion, that's the energy that's vibrating through the universe right now. So like going off what you were saying, it's a good opportunity for you, for anyone listening or who wants to use this energy, to, if you're feeling frustrated or you're feeling angry, to actually use that to as like a catalyst for the changes that you want to make. Instead of just throwing your frustrations around at anything, and just kind of like being hurtful or like whatever, instead of doing that, you could actually use that as the momentum to get what you want, right? Yeah. Go back to that gratitude list and or think about what's missing on there and what you wish you were grateful for. And it probably could feel frustrating. I know the last few years of work doing this work, I was frustrated plenty. And I could have just been like, screw it. But instead I used that and I harnessed that. And I think that, I mean, you can do this at any time. You don't only do this for an Aries new moon, but the vibrations are working. So if you do it, it's a great time for it.
Right? I remember one of the things my grandma always used to say was, because when you're a kid, you know how you don't really know what a ram is? Like, it's like, what's a ram? What animal is a ram? Because in Canada, we don't really have wild ram running around. Anyway, so
yeah.
I always remember my grandma saying that an Aries, she's like, think of it like a phoenix, because every time Aries season comes along, it is time to rise from your ashes. Like, it's like that energy of we will rise, that is the embodiment of the fire inside an Aries. So especially when you're working with a new moon, I think that's really apropos.
Nice.
Yeah, beautiful. You're my little phoenix.
Rising from the ashes once again.
Once again.
One more time.
More time.
I know. I can hear it.
Okay. All right. So now it's time to do our intention set. So what you want to do is, on top of what you just wrote, you're going to write literally on top of your gratitude. You start with gratitude and then you write on top what your intention is. Try to use present tense. And sometimes it's something that you might want to just write for yourself. Sometimes you want it to be something that you share. Everyone does it a little bit differently, but try and be clear, concise, and have a goal that within this 28-day cycle, you will be able to see some kind of result from.
Mm-hmm. And you can use that energy that we spoke about to kind of fuel the decision of what you're going to do. I also think it's important to remember too that it might be that you have a bigger kind of goal, and each month that you're working towards this bigger goal, you're utilizing the different energies each month to chip a little piece of closer to the bigger goal, if that makes sense, right? Yeah.
So what you were saying earlier about it'll be new moon in Taurus, that's going to be a lot more practical. That's going to be very like, you know where you're going, you know what you're doing. That's a different energy than what is in the air right now. So yeah, that's a very good, using all the things that we've been talking about all this Aries energy. What could your intention be that aligns with that energy?
Yeah.
Like, this isn't time to be doing balancing work. That's later in the year.
Yeah. Exactly. What can you do now, right? All right.
Enjoy. Okay.
Almost done.
Take your time.
Okay.
So I just ended up taking some of the stuff that I wrote as gratitude too, and found myself tracing over it in like red, orange colors for all energy. It's kind of just felt called to do that. It's very interesting to do. And then another weird thing that came up for me there, because I believe nothing is really a coincidence. I really believe a lot of things are signs. And every time I tried to write the last, probably most important word of what I was writing, my pen kept dying, or like wax from previous cycles was like getting in the way. And it ended up writing fine, but I kind of had to like keep using different tools. And I feel like that is somehow precog for me right now.
Yeah, kind of symbolic, foreshadowing what you're going to have to do later.
Different tools. I'm going to have to look outside what I just wrote as my intention. Anyway, so what came up for you? Yeah, and sometimes for our audience, sometimes we don't want to share as obviously what our intention is. There is a certain amount of magic where you keep something a little bit to yourself and work on it for yourself.
I can read this and save.
We can see this.
Yeah, no, yeah. Still, no one wants to try and read that.
Yeah. What are your intentions? What are you kind of working with?
My intentions are more focused on finances and work related.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's like if you don't really know Candice or I, that is a huge shift in sort of the energy that you generally have been working with over the last little while, and it comes with a lot of confidence and self-assuredness that you're moving into this. So I'm really proud of you to hear that.
Yeah, I think it's time just to make some choices. I'm ready to make some choices, and what better time to do that? So I'm going to take full advantage of the universe's vibrations, and I'm going to make some moves. So we'll see what happens in the next 28 days, or what me doing that for 28 days and then the following 28 days, maybe I'll see some results. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. That's awesome. That's some solid work there.
What came up for you?
So how do I articulate this? Again, there's just been a lot of like blocks that have sort of presented them with myself, and I sort of allowed myself to accept some things in the past that were maybe path of least resistance things. I'm going to use 28 days to really fight. I'm going to probably be a little dirty. I'm probably going to be a little bit hurt. I'm probably going to be a little bit raw. But I feel like I owe it to myself I've had a very energetically quiet year.
Mhm.
And I have a lot of great reserves of emotional intelligence right now that are sort of pent up. And
Mhm.
I have to use a little bit of that, a little bit of like the healing and the strength and the perseverance that I have right now.
Mhm.
And not get hurt, that's not what I'm saying, but like do some of the, I have to cultivate some of the relationships that are messy for me. I need to and in doing so, I think I'm going to present myself with a lot more confidence in finishing some of my projects, which I owe myself to sit and have maybe some like long, like those college nights where you have the essay the next morning that you haven't started and work through that. I feel like I have some of those nights ahead of myself. And I'm calling it in. I'm calling in that work this month because
Yeah.
I need that caffeinated Aries. I need that like, I want that for the next 28 days. So I may show up 28 days from now for new moon in Taurus with a few more bruises, like black eye, arm in a sling, but we'll see. I feel like it's a part of my development. I'm excited about it.
Good for you.
Someday
It's scary.
pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So now that we have our intentions, shall we go ahead and just give it to the energies, give it to the universe.
Yeah, let's do it. So what we do is we take all of our mind herbs and coffee and plants, and there's all kinds of stuff, ashes, there's all kinds of stuff on this. Whatever resonates with you, we are going to destroy that part in our book or on our piece of paper. Make sure when you can add some breath to it. I think I have some fennel in here too. I can really smell it.
Nice. You gotta love doing ritual in someone else's home. And just hope that they understand. And it's so nice when they do.
If they do.
Yeah. Luckily for me, they seemingly do. So it's great. Here I am.
So you can see on my page here for all our viewers at home, it gets real messy.
Yeah. I don't even think I could lift mine up if I wanted to. So
you know what it also gets is it smells so good. Every time I turn open a page, there's like a scent memory that goes along with the intentions that we set that month.
Yeah.
And then another tradition that we have here with Arcana is we anoint our candle and we draw the symbol of the zodiac of that month. So this candle has like what now? Honey, it has rainwater, moon water, cinnamon, like all kinds of stuff for all the different new moons and full moons already of this year.
Yeah.
I mean, there's what, 26, 24, 26, something like that, different moon ceremonies in a year. So
yep.
A lot of symbols, and we carve our own sigils into it sometimes. So
yeah, because we've used that candle also in our Sabbaths and stuff, right?
All right, the Aries symbol. Pop that right on in here. If you've never seen the Aries sign, you pull up a Google there.
Yeah.
Again, wax from the candles, very good to help seal things. Incense that we're working with. Ooh, that's so cool. So one of the words that I ended up writing down was something was going to be finished.
Mm-hmm.
And I just spilled wax, the white wax on top, and it hit that word and sprayed all the coffee away from it and just revealed the word finished. I can't see anything else around it except the word finish.
Oh, wow.
Super cool.
Very cool.
I will take that. That was cool.
All right. Think I'm good on mine.
Me too. My hands smell like coffee and fennel and
Mine feel like cinnamon and spice and everything. Nice. Sorry, I had to do it.
yeah. What happened?
Here's what I finishing.
Woo!
There we go.
Day tonight. Mine was a little bit small. I just put mine in right there. It's a little.
Nice.
Yeah, my book is actually starting to get super full, Candice. We're gonna have to go book shopping again.
Yeah, I actually got a new one. It's just waiting. It's just sitting and waiting.
Nice. The lady in waiting.
Mm-hmm. So
I'm gonna pull a card for you guys.
Oh yeah, okay. Nice.
So these are, I would like to reference who I am reading from. So this is one of Colette Baron Reed's really fantastic decks. This is called Postcards from Spirit. And what's really awesome about these cards is they're literally a postcard. They're really awesome. So if you've never worked with them, definitely love them. Well, let me get my face up here because I want to be able to sit a little nicer. All right, so what are the energies coming in from our guides right now? Energies for this new moon in Aries.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of lunar clashes over the next entire month. Have a big new moon and a full moon. There's a lot of energy this month, a lot of energy. So let's see what we need to know, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Dearest you. As you think, so you will experience life. Thoughts are that powerful, and they need minding. Let the unruly, chaotic ones settle down so they serve you or get released instead of wreaking havoc. These thoughts arise when connected to the energy of fear and often masquerade as truth. Yet the real truth is that essentially all is going to be well. Of course, you have thoughts that are positive, strong, organized, accepting, creative, open, and so on. Those are the ones that we want to keep thinking, and they have a less frantic quality to them. They're stimulating in a good way and don't get away from you. How do you keep an inner eye on your own thoughts? Meditate and leave judgment out of the mix this month. Everyone has those fearful thoughts. Love them, love yourself, and then choose the thoughts you want the world to reflect back at you. Life is not as hard as you think. It's kind of gorgeous. And then it finishes with, loving you so much.
The universe. Nice.
Thank you, universe.
I'll take it.
I think that's great advice. Like, how often your thoughts get away from you? Whew.
All the time.
All
the time.
Especially right now where it can sometimes feel like there's a bit of a lack of control in the universe, you know, in our life. It's very...
And time alone. You're not going to work and having to do this, like your daily hustle might be changed. And if it hasn't been changed, the stressors around it and the environment around it certainly has.
Yeah.
So.
And you know what? If it didn't, I'm so grateful for you. I'm so blessed for you. I'm like so...
Oh my God.
So
that's
happy.
awesome. Lucky.
Yeah, it's so good. Because, you know, there's a lot of places in the world that have not been as adversely or abjectly affected as some places have. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And all that, just burning all that energy away right now.
Smelling all this cinnamon and ashes and things all over my hands, and I love it.
of life, all that go energy. All right. So again, please be sure to like and subscribe below. And please comment below. What are you calling in this month? Sometimes you declare out loud what you're trying to achieve. And we have such a great community of people here who can help hold you accountable to taking those small steps.
Absolutely. Yeah. What are you grateful for? What are your intentions? How are you impacted by this energy right now, the Aries? All of it. I'd love to hear it.
A lot. No matter what, Aries is going to be a lot of energy. You'll never have a muted Aries season. That doesn't.
Can you imagine? They tried. They tried with this COVID.
They try and hold us down. Well, thank you for being here. Please make sure to check out. We have 2 more weeks left of our chakra videos, and then from there on out, we are moving into moon cycles. So I'm excited. And if you follow our moon cycle videos, we're going to be breaking them into a bunch of different sections. The first week, we're going to be talking about the 4 major quarters of the moon. And then from there, we're going to be diving into it the next week, subbing that so that it's going to become the 8 different phases of the moon, possibly 9. And then from there, we'll be talking about the different energies that go along with these sections. And actually, the third week is the one that I might be looking forward to the most. Candice and I are going to be going through an example of what we would do for an entire month of what the moon might look like for us. So today we would start this intention, exactly what we did today, but what are we going to do tomorrow? What do we do the next day? And we're going to talk about that. So I'm really excited for it. We're also going to be talking about the goddesses, right, Candice?
Yeah, I'm really excited to go into the goddesses. I think the goddess videos will be coming out on Friday, and the Wednesday is going to be the moon sign. So yeah, so I'm super excited about that.
The moon signs are going to be divided into the fire signs, the air signs, the water signs, the earth signs for the moon. So we're really pumped for it. I think it's going to be
it's going to be a great discussion, because I don't know who else is out there, and please comment if you're part of what I'm feeling. I don't really connect to my moon sign. I mean, I make a lot of jokes to try and like find some kind of connection there, but I just, when I've researched and like heard from other practitioners in zodiac and all that stuff, I don't get it. I don't feel connected to my moon sign. There are some things I feel like when I relate to people, I guess some ways I can stretch it, but I feel like I'm just, making it fit. So I'm excited to have this conversation, and especially if anyone else wants to reach out and talk more, I would love to hear anyone else's opinions or any knowledge that they bring to the table in regards to Cancer moons. Would be very interesting. Yeah. So I'm excited to have that conversation.
Yeah. And I think we'll actually get out our charts. And one of the things we want to look at is the degrees at which we are certain signs, and how that relates to maybe our sun sign. So you're absolutely going to learn a lot about us in the month of May. Oh boy.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not sick of us yet. So
we want to thank for all of your support out there, guys. We are totally blown away at how many of you have been listening and following and learning along with us for the last 2.5 months. It has been so amazing. Thank you so much for being a part of the Arcana community.
And so fast.
I know, it's amazing. Really
months.
Yeah, it's really awesome. Good work, Candice.
Good work, Stephen.
You know what's amazing is Arcana started as a new moon intention.
And here we are.
We are. All right. Have a great night. Happy new moon, everyone.